All right, guys, here's an update on the 64 Cadillac. I was going to put out a video every week, and then I accidentally deleted a bunch of videos. But anyways, I got the driver's side is all stripped and down to epoxy. I was going to TIG weld everything, but my TIG welder won't reach over here, and I got to make a new cart for it to be able to roll. But anyways, so I made this patch right here and down. You guys can kind of see what the bottom of it looks like, the lines and stuff. So I made that patch. I went through and hammered and dollied all these holes, well, as much as I can. It's hard to get your arm on the back side of the doors. I made this patch from roughly from here down, and then I had to make a small patch right in here. I just skimmed it with a coat of Duraglass and then skimmed it again with some mud. This is way thinner than it looks. This is not even a 1/16 inch thick right in there. One thing I do with all my patch panels, you know, when you do weld in a patch panel, you get those little pinholes in your welds. So what I like to do is after I get it all welded and ground down, I'll sandblast the welds before I epoxy them. And then here you guys can kind of see what the inside looks like. I got mud in this hole, so I'll drill that out. So my patch panel starts roughly right here, and then you guys can see how I hammered it over and around. That's kind of dark. I don't know if this will even show up in video. But so anyways, try to make it look factory. And then on the inside, you guys can see my welds. I'm going to go through and just kind of clean this up a little bit. And that's this door. So this is the driver's rear door. And then the bottom, the quarter was pretty good. It has a dent here, and I just kind of hammered and dollied there. You can't get to here because the way the wheel well rolls up, the wheel well is only about this far away from this, all the way up to about here, and there's just no way to get in there. The bottom, this is the passenger rear door, and I had to make a patch from here down. So, I mean, you can see my weld here. I got a little goofy, oh no, that's just a little low spot right here. I got to hammer and dolly out real quick. So now what I'll do is, before I body work this, is I'll sand it with 80 grit, and then I'll do a skim over it, and that'll be that. And then it'll get primed. And then the trunk, I stripped that all down. These springs for this trunk lid, I don't know how heavy the trunk lid is. I can't remember, but this is a piece of 1/4 inch flat stock. It's like 1/4 by 3. Maybe it's 5/16 by 3, and it's bending it. Them hinges have a lot of tension on them. It's nuts. But we went through, cleaned, sandblasted inside of all of this. I'm about to sandblast the inner, so I want to keep this all covered up so I don't get a bunch of sandblasting sand inside the car. We'll come around to the front side. Sorry guys for the shaky camera work. I'm still using my cell phone. I haven't upgraded or anything yet. This is all still kind of spontaneous. I don't even know if I like this yet. On the driver's or the passenger side, this corner was in about 3/4, well, no, about a 1/2 inch, I guess, 3/8 or a 1/2 inch. And they before just filled it with mud. Well, you could get on the back side, and we gave it a whack with a 2x4 and a hammer, and it came out really good. If you hold a straight edge across this quarter, that's nice and straight now. And then down here, I did not prime this because there's all these holes from the old body guys, which I don't know why they did this, because you can get at it from the back side. So they could have just beat at it from the back side. But I got to go through, hammer and dolly all of this, smooth these out, and then weld them, and then go in on the back side, get this all nice and straight. I cleaned all the seam sealer, so everything's going to have to get re-seam sealed, but I sandblasted in all of this. These extra little holes are from the old trim. For some reason, this side had different trim than the driver's side, and they just